EastEnders spoilers. Dean Wicks left to die just weeks after return in shocking attack. Dean Wicks has received quite the frosty reception in EastEnders since staging his return last month, but he's about to find out just how unwelcome he really is. The twisted villain, as viewers know, was revealed to be none other than Ian and Cindy Beale's silent partner in their new business venture. Linda Carter, who was raped by Dean 9 years ago, was horrified to find out about his return to the square, with Dean himself cornering her in the kitchen at the Vic, the very spot where he attacked her, to break the news. The Queen Vic landlady was heartbroken by the development and swiftly confronted Ian and Cindy, urging them to back out of the deal. While Ian proved to be his usual slippery self, Cindy was riddled with guilt and made it her mission to metaphorically tear up the contract, but Dean was quick to remind her that their deal is legally binding, meaning they've no choice but to continue as planned. Anna and Gina Knight have therefore made it quite clear to Cindy that they want nothing to do with Cindy due to her having aligned herself with a rapist, while George similarly vowed to support Linda. In fact, the whole square is on Linda's side, with all the. But he soon discovers just how unwelcome he is when he arrives at the premises to see "rapist" scrawled along the wall in graffiti. Believing Linda is to blame, the rapist confronts her in a very public showdown, stating that he intends to sue for slander. Elaine Peacock and George, who witnessed the heated exchange, worry that they could lose the pub and, after a conversation with Jack Branning, Linda decides to seek a truce with Dean punters of the Vic, making it quite clear that Dean isn't welcome, with Chelsea Fox, who once saw Dean like a brother, also voicing her allegiance to Linda. Dean, however, remains insistent on sticking around, determined to make the pie and mash shop a success, and, next week, it's the launch of the new business. But he soon discovers just how unwelcome he is when he arrives at the premises to see "rapist" scrawled along the wall in graffiti. Believing Linda is to blame, the rapist confronts her in a very public showdown, stating that he intends to sue for slander. Elaine Peacock and George, who witnessed the heated exchange, worry that they could lose the pub and, after a conversation with Jack Branning, Linda decides to seek a truce with Dean. Her efforts to cool the situation, however, don't go as planned, with Dean as irate as ever, forcing Ian and Cindy to intervene, ordering the rapist to back down, otherwise their business is destined to fail. A tense showdown ensues at the top of the stairs at the Vic, with George struggling to contain his frustrations as he lashes out at Dean, who tumbles down the stairs, lying motionless at the bottom. Horrified by what has transpired, Linda, George and Cindy rush to check on Dean, but will he be okay? Cindy calls for an ambulance, claiming she didn't see what happened, which leaves Ian furious as he believes she's simply covering for George. Determined to make her change her story, Ian urges Cindy not to lie, reminding her that she could end up back inside. After giving it some thought, Cindy decides to tell the police the truth. Linda, meanwhile, has a dilemma of her own to deal with after finding out that George is on a suspended sentence, which means that he could go to prison over what happened. Determined to ensure this doesn't happen, Linda takes matters into her own hands, but just what does she have in mind, and will her plan pay off? That remains to be seen, but there's another shock in store for her when Elaine makes it quite clear that she wants her to say whatever it takes to get George off the hook.
Xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh Spoiler. Vừa rồi các bạn đã theo dõi một